Hey everybody, welcome to WCAX. I'm John McMahon. This is our live desk streaming show that kicks off every day at 9:15 here. I just want to hop on the horn and talk about a story that, an update to a story that came out yesterday, and some new information that came through this morning. That being said, of course, I'm talking about the Coventry shooting. Is up in the Northeast Kingdom. Those suspects have now been found. There was a manhunt for an incident on Spencer Road where two people were found hurt, and there was reports of shots fired at that home. Three teens, Mohammed Hussein, who's 17, 19-year-old Randall Davis, and 16-year-old Jadis Arnold, were all found just in the overnight hours for that incident. And of course, yesterday, our Haley Morgan was on scene talking to people, trying to get some information about really what happened there, and she joins us now. So Haley, I know first thing first, you were there. What time did you get there yesterday?
I would say I got there around maybe 2:30.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, and kind of paint me a picture. What was it looking like? First getting there, a big police presence.
So at first I couldn't find the location of where it was, and then I finally found a state trooper and I followed her. And then when I pulled up to the scene, there was Vermont State Police, somebody with them, and he was telling me to back up.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty large gun with him, and he had binoculars, and he was looking out in the field, and then he got in his car and kept going. And then when I followed him, I came up to a scene. There were two houses on each side.
Yeah.
And there were at least 8 different Vermont State Police or cop cars and other agencies that were in this one cluster. Yeah,
and a lot of what you had found yesterday, you had interviewed a 13-year-old eyewitness. How did you go about finding it, especially a kid really of that age?
I mean, I talked to her mother before everything wrapped up.
Yeah.
And then, I went to go find them after all the police had left.
Yes.
And when I went up to their house, I just started making conversation with the family. And I asked, would you guys be willing to do an interview? I know I asked before, and her mom didn't want to, but she said, her daughter just stepped up and wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I talked to her, and she was super willing to just talk about what happened. It was a really scary situation for her and her family.
Yeah, definitely a frightening scene there, especially on Father's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you missed Haley's story, we'll pull that up now. Again, the update to that, of course, is those suspects, those 3 teens, all of Springfield, Massachusetts, were found in the overnight hours. Haley, thanks so much for joining us. And like I said, I'll pull yours up now, and if they haven't seen that, they can take a look at that in just a sec.
Year-old Meadow of Coventry, Vermont never thought she'd be spending her Sunday calling the police after hearing gunshots fired in front of her house.
I saw 2 people and I did not recognize them, so I ran inside and I locked the door. And then I looked out the window and they looked right at me. I ran into the bathroom and called the police because I was terrified because I saw a gun in their hand.
Since Meadow is only 13 and her mother agreed to the interview, WCAX did not want to show her face. She says she was on her back porch when she saw the 2 people. It was just her and her grandmother at home, and if she hadn't called when she did, she didn't know what would have happened.
They started moving towards the house, and then the cops got here right in time at the end of the road, and then they started going back into the bushes.
According to police, they got a call around noon on Sunday about a number of people with guns on Spencer Hill Road in Coventry, and when police arrived, they found 2 adult males with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they were able to arrest 1 suspect without issue, but 2 others ran away.
We're still working out the exact details of what happened, but troopers did respond and locate a couple parties with injuries, which we believe to be our minor at this time.
At least 8 Vermont State Police cars showed up at the scene, along with multiple agencies responding to the call. Crews shut down parts of Route 14 near the area to search for the missing suspects. Police say they believe this was an isolated incident. They can't say if it was drug-related, but 3 people are now in custody, and Meadows says she's grateful to the police for their quick response.
I feel like it was well handled by the cops. There was like a lot of them here. If there's like ever a situation like that, obviously reach out as fast as you can.
WCAX will continue to update you as this investigation continues. Reporting in Coventry, Haley Morgan, Channel 3 News.
A update to that story again. Those 3 teens, 3 teens that they believe the suspects there are in custody. So a somewhat of a end to that story as well. With that in mind, we will bring in meteorologist Peter Kavakauskas. And Peter, again, switching gears here, we're looking at Camel's Hump this weekend. If you went out with Dad, stuff like that, might be a nice time to do so before a lot of the heat rolls in.
Yeah, all things considered, a pretty nice weekend out there, but a tad cooler at that, especially Saturday. A lot of us spent the day with high temperatures in the 60s. Yesterday, a few high thin clouds began to roll in, especially yesterday afternoon. And here's how we're starting off the day. Today, you can see a few clouds out there, a few passing rain showers, especially out towards the Adirondacks. That's where we stand the best chance at seeing a few of those passing rain showers here as we head through the first half of the day today. But gradually picking up more sunshine here as we head towards the second half. You can see the view all across the region right now, picking up a good amount of cloud cover here to kick things off today. We'll take you outside towards Linden right now. They're sitting at 64 degrees. A bit of a breeze out of the south and east between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Most of us generally talking temperatures climbing back into the 60s and a few lower 70s at this point. Got 63 for Saranac Lake, 64 right now Plattsburgh, 70 right now into Queen City. We got 68 St. Jay, 64 in Newport, 65 Springfield, as well as 65 down towards Brattleboro. So as I mentioned, again, the chance of a few passing rain showers here and there through the first half of the day today. By the time we roll around to the noon hour, I think most of us now dry, picking up a bit more sunshine here as we head towards the second half of the day. That sunshine will help to warm us up, and we'll get that sunshine going once again here as we head towards your day tomorrow. With all that heat and humidity beginning to build in as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, there is a chance that a few showers and thunderstorms starting to bubble up here and there, especially in and around the mountains. And since tomorrow is day 1 of that heat and humidity, I think we still stand that chance for both Wednesday as well as Thursday, kind of a rinse and repeat situation. Speaking of that heat and humidity, we do have a heat advisory now up for the entirety of New York's North Country, as well as the entirety of Vermont. That heat advisory running from noontime tomorrow until 8 p.m. on Thursday. With that in mind, we're going to be talking about heat index values each and every afternoon from 95 all the way upwards of 105 degrees. So some serious heat and humidity on the way. Here's what we're talking about temperature-wise. Today, most of us probably climbing back into the 80s here for daytime highs. So warm, but definitely not the hot stuff that we're seeing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those days, I think we're generally talking temperatures in the low to mid 90s for all of us. That's before the humidity, and take a look at where these dew points climb. Right now, dew points still fairly comfortable, so as you're stepping out the door right now for any Monday morning plans, not too bad out there, but they just soar here as we head through the rest of the day today. By the time we roll around to this evening, most of us talking about dew points back into the 60s and 70s, and that is just the start of dew points in the 70s. As a matter of fact, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're all going to be talking about dew points in the 70s. That combined with those high heat values, we're going to be talking about real field temperatures at or above that 100 degree mark for most of us here over the next several days. First, though, your forecast here through the rest of the day today. Not quite the extreme heat that's knocking on the door, but still pretty warm out there. We'll talk temperatures generally in the upper 70s and 80s out there again. The chance of a morning shower out there, but more clouds out there this morning, followed by a bit more sunshine this afternoon. Tonight, overnight lows, they'll fall back into the mid and upper 60s here for most of us, but as a matter of fact, some of us probably not even going to get out of the 70s here for overnight lows. And then as we head towards your day tomorrow, tomorrow. Well, that heat arrives with a vengeance here come tomorrow. Take a look at that deep red temperature color. Most of us talking temperatures back into the 90s here for daytime highs. Mostly sunny skies overhead, a hazy, hot, and humid day. And this is just the start of the heat for the day tomorrow. Though that dew point temperature in the 70s combined with all that heat for Wednesday, I think a lot of us will be talking about real field temperatures at or above that 100-degree mark. As a matter of fact, take a look at that real feel for Burlington come Wednesday afternoon of 104 degrees. Day 3 for today on Thursday, daytime high of close to the low and mid-90s. Those 3 days at or above the 90-degree mark would be good enough to officially make it the first heat wave of the summer. A few more rain showers begin to arrive here as we head towards the weekend. That will knock down the temperatures a bit here as we head towards the weekend as well. But first, John, boy, oh boy, we have a lot of heat to get through.
Yeah, you had that real nasty red color.
Yeah.
On the map there. It's going to match probably what I'm going to look like
I know.
in a couple days.
Yeah.
But that being said, of course, be careful with taking your pets outside, your kids outside.
Yeah.
Because that can... that's the kind of heat that you're swimming in.
This is the kind of heat where you really want to take a lot of precautions.
Yeah.
If you have any plans outdoors for extended amount of time,
Yeah.
make sure you're staying well hydrated out there. Also, best bet for walking pets, probably want to do it in the early morning hours or the late evening hours. Keep in mind, if you don't want to be stepping on that blacktop, chances are your pet's paw pads don't want to be stepping on that blacktop either. We're going to be talking about some serious heat here.
Get them those the little
the little booties.
The little booties, yeah. And like I said, it's good. It's good to listen to your mom weather.
Yeah.
Sunblock, drink your water,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff is this kind of weather. So
yeah, it's going to be truly very hot, very humid. Some heat and humidity that we haven't seen here in a little bit, actually. So
yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That'll be good. No, they get it especially in moderation. So
yeah, hopefully we have those air conditioners ready to go.
Yeah, thank you, Peter.
Yeah.
I think that does it for us here on WCA Extra. Of course, you can see us at WCAX at noon, our evening shows as well. And if any stories you missed, go to our website at WCAX.com. But I think that does it for us here. We'll hop off and let you enjoy the rest of your mornings. So,
have a great day.